you remember that time we drowned in polite inquiries?
I'm about to.
A halibut would drown in this.
Polite inquiries, Edgbaston. Smokey Joe asks,
Good name.
is it okay for the ICC to fine Roy for showing displeasure at that, or was that error obvious enough?
I thought it was reasonable to ask Dharmasena what was going on, because he clearly didn't seem to know. Because he didn't make one mistake. I mean, he made a poor decision to give Jason Roy out, but he also made a mistake in calling for a review, because there wasn't a review available, partly because Johnny Bairstow had squandered it quite poorly. So there's a lot to look at in that instant. But then he did call for a review. So at that stage, Jason Roy, I think, can legitimately say, sorry, what's going on? Am I out? Was that a review? Did you signal a wide or out? You know, there was a lot going on there, which I thought it was legitimate to pause and say, sorry, what's happened? But Kumar Dharmasena is a poor umpire. He's been a poor umpire for a long time. He gave Moeen Ali out 3 times in an over, overturned 3 times in an over. This isn't an aberration. We all survive on merit up to a point, you know, we all get judged. And I don't quite know how he's getting away with it. But that doesn't excuse the fact that you can't, you know, go at an umpire like that. We want the game to stay pretty clean in that regard, and we want to have to be respectful of officials, even though I just haven't been.
Syed asks, what happened today? I thought Aussies just knew how to win.
Yeah, well, it shows how significant it is. Wasn't this Australia's 8th semi-final? Is that right?
Yeah.
And they've always progressed.
They've never lost one.
And England hadn't won a knockout World Cup game in England since 1979. So, you know, it really was quite significant what we saw today. But it is tremendously satisfying to win a World Cup game eventually. And I'm sure even some people in Australia are thinking, about bloody time you guys gave us a game. That was an Australian accent.
It was terrible.
So this is revenge for all those defeats. And Kylie had neighbours.
What's wrong with Kylie? What have you got against Kylie?
She's very poor in the middle overs. What noise is that? The most Australian noise.
Bad Intelligence asks, is Jofra Archer secretly a psychic? And who does his Twitter feed, or what does his Twitter feed tell us about the future? That is quite extraordinary. If you haven't been following the fact that people have been bringing up Jofra Archer's tweets from like the past several years, there's always, it's like Trump, you know, there's always a tweet with Trump. Basically, Jofra Archer is the Donald Trump of cricket Twitter.
What that shows more than anything is he was just a sort of cricket mad kid who's made it. And it's just, there's a sort of innocence and naivety about those tweets which I find really likeable. And it's really lovely to see one who made it, isn't it?
I wonder if he's tweeted about a World Cup final. Go out and find
In India in 2023.
Ronald asks,
Ronald?
next World Cup, an IPL-based playoff system.
Nah. Hey, you need jeopardy. I know that people in India are disappointed, but you know, it will make the good times seem all the sweeter. You have to have the bad times to appreciate them.
Jitan asks, on the delivery that MSD got run out, were there 6 fielders on the boundary?
No, move on.
Yes.
There weren't though, actually.
No, I know there weren't.
And even if there were, it'd have been run out.
You can get run out on a no ball.
But there weren't.
There
It was a graphic error. But I wouldn't have mattered anyway. He wasn't going to win it.
Nah. Kunal asks, did MS Dhoni play a World Cup too many?
He did, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was quite obvious a couple of years ago. Maybe India didn't have to make the call. MS Dhoni's had an incredible career. He has been a brilliant cricketer, but everyone gets old, eh?
When you say no one had to do it, I think MS Dhoni will decide when MS Dhoni will
Yeah, it shouldn't be that way.
I know it shouldn't, but that's how it is. Sean asks, who has been the biggest letdown for Australia in this World Cup, Stoinis or Maxwell?
Maxwell, obviously. Is there another answer?
Well, is that maybe because expectations though are higher of Maxwell than they are of
He's
Stoinis?
better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he hasn't an absolute shocker either, but
No.
you know.
Stoinis has not contributed a lot. Like,
No, he
and Australia was so, but yeah, he was the key link man, and he was so integral to the balance of their side. So maybe there was a false dawn with him a wee bit in that New Zealand series before.
Australia would have settled for a semi-final this time last year, eh?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we've done all right.
Lev asks, which is your favourite Finch? Gold, bull, or first ball, Aaron? I'm going with Peter.
I'm more of a tip man. I often have a lot on my bird table. I don't know what.
We'll see you at Lord's. Maybe.